the quality is good or really terrible. So I will constantly be looking down. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, let me try something. Checking to see if my quality improves. So how's it going, guys? How's everybody doing? Looks really terrible on my end. The audio's good, pixelated. Even my Wi-Fi sucks here, so like I'm trying to go off phone signal, but my phone signal sucks here. Uncle Jim, always cracking the jokes. So we're trying Wi-Fi one more time. See if that makes a difference. That looks a little better. Well, right on, guys. Looks like we've already got Rick Nethery, Eagle Eye Shooting. Let's see, C-Ray's here, Uncle Jim's here, Thor's Axe. Yeah, got all the good dudes here. So, what's happening? How's it going? I'm actually gonna run this one solo. Like I thought about having a guest and whatnot, but I think I'm just gonna kind of run by the seat of my pants kind of thing and kind of hang out and just really be able to answer any questions you guys have. Because most of my buddies, they like shooting and whatnot, but they're not really into the detail-oriented side of reloading and long-range shooting style of things. So, anybody got questions as far as my reloading or long-range shooting trips or stuff coming up? Speaking of stuff coming up, June 2nd, I believe there is a tactical rifle match down in Price, Utah, and I am planning on attending that. Hopefully, as I get closer to actually attending that, hopefully I should be able to make it. We'll find out, not sure. The reloading room's here, Vaughn Precision. Oh snap, there's some good news, things coming up. Vaughn Precision is going to mail me a tracked scope, so I'm gonna take that out and do some long range shooting with it and see how it does. All right, Eagle Eye Shooting's asking, what's the update on the 7WSM and the AR-15? The update is I keep taking the Uinta out and shooting it because it works right now, and the other two kind of sit in the safe and just wait. However, let me move my iPad. We got the 7WSM hanging out with us tonight. So if you guys are unfamiliar, this is a Tikka T3X. It started life as a 243 Winchester. I put it in a new stock, and then I put a new super heavy profile 7mm barrel, and it's got a 1-to-8 twist. So I'm going to be able to shoot the heavy 180 grain bullets, and my plan was to take this out and shoot at 2,000 yards. So initially I had a few hiccups, and basically at this point I'm trying to get the bore seasoned up. Really what I need to do is just go out and shoot like 50 rounds. I haven't done that yet. I've gone out and shot it and then thoroughly cleaned the barrel, and gone out and shot it and thoroughly cleaned the barrel. So at this point I really just need to go shoot it 50 times, get some fouling in there, and see how it does. So I did take it out on the video of the SCAR shooting 1,000 yards. I did take it out there and I did a little bit of low development, and nothing super impressive, but I think it's because the barrel needs to be fouled up. It was a nice clean bore. I did get the scope zeroed in, which is the Vortex Viper PST. I've got 3 scopes and they kind of just juggle around across all my different rifles. The PST started out on the Uinta Precision, and then I switched out to my SWFA so I could get more adjustment, and then the Vortex landed on the AR-15 for a little bit, and then I took the scope off of the AR-15. Basically, the SWFA that was on my Tikka, I'm sending back because the reticle is canted, and trying to do super precision long range stuff isn't going to help. So put the scope on my Tikka, which has a bigger objective lens, matches a little bit better, looks better, and I'm sending the SWFA back. So the AR-15 is sitting there without a scope on it. So really all I can do is function test it and shoot it with irons. So that's kind of the update there. So let's go back to the comments. Sorry guys, one man show. It's gonna be a little bit of me just sitting here reading comments. Von Precision said he's boxing that scope up now. Uncle Jim, notice the bipod change. Is it the knockoff? Yes, Uncle Jim, this is the cheap bipod. And on my stock here, I actually added a Picatinny rail section onto the stock specifically so I could run this bipod. And I'm planning on picking up another 1 or 2 of these bipods because they're really cheap and they work. And I really like the features on it. And if you guys didn't know, this rifle weighs a lot. It's heavy. It's got a big fat heavy barrel, and then I put a 2-pound steel bar underneath there to ride the bag. Also add weight to reduce recoil. Rick says I did very well in the match the other day. By the 3rd string, I was feeling pretty good. The gun was shooting well, and I was kind of getting used to the wind calls with it. So I'm pretty happy how that did turn out. Basically, I went there just to learn the rules and see how the match ran. I wasn't really all that worried about my scores, but I am glad that I shot okay. By the 3rd string, I was feeling really good about that. On the 2nd string, it seemed like I could just only dance around the 10 ring. In the 9 ring, I had a whole spread that looked like a smiley face, just all around the 10 ring, but nothing inside the 10 ring. But that's how it goes sometimes. Sean Tucker says, now I can see you. I'm seeing it on my iPad, it goes in and out. Full Lead Tacos here. What's going on, brother? Glad to have you here. Von Precision says he's going to do some gunsmithing on a Tikka, and he's going to post it on UgeTube. Hey, speaking of, I've kind of started moving some more videos onto UgeTube, UGE-tube, which is Utah Gun Exchange Tube. I've actually been to where their headquarters are and talked to a few people there, so it's pretty cool. I want to try and get an interview with those guys and talk about some of the things that they might have going on in the future, like maybe a mobile app. I'm sure they're working on that, but I want to talk to them and basically ask some of the questions that you guys might have for them. Asking about scopes. Alright, what dies are you using for the 6.5, and have you tried different brands? I only got one brand of dies, and that was Lee Reloading dies. I did get the ultimate die set, so I have a neck only die set, a crimp, a full length sizing die, and a seating die. Yeah, that would be the last one that you need in there. So I've had no problem with the Lees. It functions well. I can neck size if I want to. And John McQuay with 8541 Tactical talks about how he uses Lee dies. And if he uses them, they got to be good enough for whatever the hell I'm doing. So it's all good. I just pay attention to my headspace. I bump it back 3 thousandths, and it seems to work just fine. Thorzak says, never worry about your scores. I believe that to a point, but you also have to try and improve on yourself. I don't know how I placed amongst other people, but I want to know how I did myself. So next time I go there, I want to try and improve on what I did before. I think that's the whole reason behind the scores. But I'm not only showing up to get the best score. Like I said, I was there to learn about how the match ran. Thorzak says, it made me smile that you were out there. Yes, I'm really excited to get into things like that, and I really want to start pushing the competition side of things. I need to do more than just shoot by myself out in the desert, and I kind of want to be able to show people that I can shoot, you know? Because there's nothing to really prove that I didn't take 20 shots before I started the camera, which I don't. I go out there and I start the camera and I shoot, and you'll see plenty of misses in all my videos, and that's just how it really goes. I want to show you guys how my trips really actually go. So I like being able to say, hey, I went to this competition, here's how I placed, whether it's good or bad. You know what, I'm gonna tell you the truth, because if I'm lying to you guys, I'm lying to myself as well, and that doesn't do me any good. Oh, looks like we're lagging. Thanks for taking us along on your recent shoot, WDS. Great footage, and it sounds like it's just the beginning. Did my live stream freeze, or did my iPad freeze? Thor must not golf. Have I done any iron sight long range shooting? Nothing real far. I've shot out to like 350 yards. I don't have good iron sights on any of my rifles. Like, I have some Troy iron sights that I can put on my AR, and I've thought about putting on the Uinta Precision, which I think would just be funny because it's got a really nice long sight radius on there. So I'd be kind of curious how that would actually go. All right, guys, on my iPad, I'm frozen up. Can you see and hear me? Loud and clear, still good. It's your iPad. Okay, cool. My iPad's live chat scrolling through, but the video is not, which I really don't care about the video. Sean Tucker asked which dies I was using. Lee Precision dies. That's what I'm using. Okay. I've also gotten a lot of subscribers in the last month and a half. I had a video for my channel go viral, basically. I got 100,000 views on one of the worst videos I ever made because I threw it together really fast, which is really funny. And I got a lot of views on it, which is good because it actually got a lot more people. So basically what I'm trying to say is, if you've recently subscribed, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It helps me with talking to other companies about possibly trying out new things. So I have a little more kind of bargain with. Basically, I could say I have 3,000 subscribers now instead of, yeah, I have 500, you know. So I'm nothing big time by any stretch of the imagination, but it's awesome to see the growth, and I appreciate everybody joining along. Thorzax really wants me to shoot iron sights. He sent me a couple private chats and whatnot, and he brings that up often. He really wants me to shoot some irons. So I gotta get a good set of iron sights on my AR-15. I think the competition part of shooting is important because it helps solidify the community. Absolutely. Rick Nethery says he was my 65th subscriber, and I can believe that. He's been around a long time, and I really appreciate that. That's awesome. As well as Sean Tucker, he's been around a while too. I'm new to long range shooting, learning a lot from your channel. Anything I can do to help, dude, I really appreciate it. So something I realized going through my videos the other day. YouTube with their big no reloading videos thing. I started going back through my videos, and I was gonna start setting them to private because at the end of the day, I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube for reloading videos. Yes, I want to share the information, but at the same time, I don't want to throw away everything I've kind of put into this just to try and keep a reloading video up. And ultimately, my reloading videos aren't that awesome anyway, so I feel like you're not missing out on a whole lot. Now, YouTube says don't show specifically the reloading itself. I show a lot of the results. A lot of my reloading videos is just me showing targets and talking about the charges that I did, but I don't show actually reloading itself, like sizing brass and putting rounds together. So I'm gonna try and skate by with that excuse, basically just saying these are my test results. This is not teaching people how to reload. So I'm gonna try and do that, and I think I should be all right. But I will be posting full-blown reloading videos on YouTube. Let's go back here. Josie Velarde asked, are you going to get the 224 Valkyrie? There's a box of 224 Valkyrie ammo. And there's another type of 224 Valkyrie ammo. Uinta Precision is just about to unveil their UPR 15 uppers at the Shootaw event. They're going to have a working example there, and people will be able to come out and try it. And I'm working with Uinta Precision as long as things go well, which they've told me I'll be getting an upper, but you never want to count your chickens. So once I get my 224 Valkyrie, then absolutely yes, I'll start making videos and all that. But basically, I don't want to go around will be. Uinta's a great company, and I'm looking forward to trying out their new UPR 15 upper. And I'm going to be doing a promotional video for that, which should be a lot of fun and a little more cinematic, less measurements and grains and stuff, a little more like a short film kind of thing. Should be a lot of fun. So keep an eye out for that once the UPR 15 drops. Loads of Bacon's here. Good to see you here, man. Yeah, so there was an article posted, top 30 YouTube channels to watch, or top 30 shooting channels to watch. I don't know how much traffic this page gets, but some magical way I made this list. And it's hilarious because they start out with like Iraq Veteran 88, and then you go on to, oh snap, other big channels like Military Arms Channel, 8541 Tactical. Long Range Shooters Utah made the list, and they deserved it. They definitely need more subscribers over there. And then like I was like 9th from the bottom, and I'm just like, how did I make this list? Which is really funny to me. But you know what? I'll take any exposure I can get because it helps my channel grow. But yeah, it's pretty funny that I made that list. I had no idea either. New subscriber as well. Subscribe as new subscriber for half the people in the chat. Yes. Something interesting, if you guys pay attention, people who talk in the live chats are basically all content creators. So if you see somebody chatting it up in here, see if they have a channel, because they probably do, and it's probably awesome. Any Yeti fans in here? Yeah, Yeti Coolers pulled their funding for the rifle stuff. Nobody likes them now. They were always too expensive for me anyway, so I don't own anything Yeti. The only Yeti I have was given to me, and it was a tumbler, so. Not blowing up my Yetis. Now that the weather is getting better, we should get out and go shoot irons. I've got some good old milsurps that we can shoot, plus sharps if you want a lob lead. Absolutely, dude. I really want to go shooting, and I would love to try out your K31 if that's possible. Something about that K31, I've heard so many good things about it, and it's an iron sight rifle. If I get one, I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to leave it how it is. I want to buy a good example and go shoot it. The 7.5 by 55 Swiss shoots 30 caliber bullets, and those things are supposed to just be amazingly accurate, and I really want to get one, but there's always constantly so many other things that are trying to steal all my money. K31's on that list, most definitely, though. I think we're all skipping the reloading part. I'm not taking down all my old videos content. All those were shot when the policy was different. Can't blame me there, Thorzax. The only problem I see with that is they're probably just going to be like, well, our policy's changed and you have to get rid of them now. Unfortunately. Sean Tucker says, I appreciate your humility. You know, dude, what's funny is I have an iPhone, and that's how I do all of my videos. I edit them, I upload them, I record them all with my one iPhone. So like, there's nothing big time. Like right now I'm sitting in my kitchen. I don't have some elaborate place that I do live streams. I don't have crazy microphones. It's just an iPhone sitting on a tripod right now staring back at me. So I'm not gonna pretend like it's more than what it is. I mean, I really enjoy this, don't get me wrong. I like doing the YouTube thing. It's a lot of fun chatting with everybody, but it's nothing more than just me hanging out on my phone, and I've been lucky enough to get some subscribers. I learned a lot how to reload via YouTube. Shame they're taking it down. I full-blown learned how to reload on YouTube, and Johnny's Reloading Bench is 90% of why I know how to reload. And then of course so many of the other guys on here, I picked up small little things here and there, but I learned how to reload on YouTube. I got the crazy idea in my head, like, man, I need to learn how to reload, and I did. I think it was watching the Sniper 101 series. He started talking about the 243 Winchester and how you can get the same ballistics as the 300 Win Mag. I had a 300 Win Mag at the time, and I was like, yeah, I'm sick of the recoil. So I sold the Remington 700 SPS, bought a Tikka T3X in 243. I knew that I needed a tighter twist than what I was buying, but there were no factory rifles in my price range that had a tighter twist. So I bought one with a 1 to 10. Then when I rebarreled it finally, at that point I was more willing to take the recoil again and really try and push it out far. So I bumped back up to a 7 WSM, and I really want to get this thing out and shoot long range. It's bumming me out that I haven't got a load figured out and I'm not already shooting it far. But I'll get there, you know, all in good time. UPR 15, I might have to have one if the price is right. They're going to be all American made materials, machined in-house at Uinta Precision. They're not going to be cheap, but it's not a cheap upper. Unfortunately, they demand a little higher price than most other stuff because it's not just as easily just buy a Chinese bolt carrier, that kind of thing. Like, it's a totally proprietary system, but they use high quality parts. I believe the barrels in the UPR 15s are going to be MGM barrels, and those guys are out of St. George, Utah, which is southern Utah. So it's cool to see them, Utah company helping a Utah company, and I've seen them shoot a group with an MGM barrel, and wow, those things look like they're going to be like tack drivers. They're going to be excellent. So I'm really excited to try one of those out with factory Sierra 90 grain ammo. Those things are going to rock. I think this guy meant to say, how comfortable are you taking 22 caliber projectiles out to distance? Well, I just shoot targets, so if I miss, not a big deal. I shoot again. My AR-15, I've got it out to 1,100 yards, and that was with my 18-inch barrel. I have since put a 24-inch barrel on it, but it's got a really tight chamber in it. I need to buy a set of small base dies, and I'm quite sure that should fix all my problems. So getting back to Eagle Eye Shooting's question, how's my AR-15 doing? It's waiting for a set of reloading dies. Once I get that, I'm sure it'll be ready to rock and roll. Literally purchased this Uinta Precision upper in 6.5 Creedmoor. Excited to use it. Dude, it's going to be awesome. I guarantee that you're going to enjoy that thing. Hornady match ammo, 140 or the 147 range, shoots lights out in every single one that I've seen. The Reloading Room says, my K31 is ridiculous. It's sub-MOA with irons. See, that's why I want a K31. They sound awesome. I didn't know that the Reloading Room had a K31. That's cool to hear. The K31 is awesome. Don't go through life without one. I'm really trying not to, man. I need to get myself one. Full Lead Taco says he can bring the K31 and the K1911 long rifle. Dude, I'm more than happy to try out both of those. Those are really cool rifles on both parts. I think the simple Spartan approach is what makes your channel so watchable. Thank you, I appreciate that. Dusty Bowhunter says, what's up? What's going on, man? I am keeping my cartridge conversion warning video up. I show how to do it, then explain why you shouldn't. It's a safety video. Yeah, not a bad idea. PC Bullet Empire says, I learned how to powder coat on YouTube. There's so much great information on bullet casting on YouTube. It really makes me mad that they're going to take that down because I haven't got into bullet casting yet, and when I need the information, is it going to be there? I don't know. I'm sure I could send you guys emails, but it's just so much easier whenever I want. 11 o'clock at night, I can search how to powder coat bullets, bring that up, and it'd be awesome. Challenge for you, take your new 224 when you get it and shoot your tumbler at 500 yards. It'd make a nice shiny target. I got that thing for free, so if anything, it's hurting Yeti as a company anyway, so I'm not worried about it. Plus, mine's really cool. It says Freightliner on the side. I don't think I'm going to go shoot it. I did see a funny post. Instead of blowing all your Yeti stuff up, sell it super cheap online. That will undermine the sales of Yeti itself, and then they will go out of business. So you could try selling your Yeti stuff for like $5. Um, you could sell a Yeti cooler at half price and still make good money off of it. And then Yeti loses the sale on that cooler. So there's an idea. The reason I protest the new policy is because of Johnny's Reloading Bench. Oh man, Johnny's Reloading Bench is such a great channel. Absolutely one of my top favorite channels. And the idea that YouTube will delete every reloading channel or every reloading video out there, that would wipe Johnny's channel out, which would be a terrible loss. Now granted, he can go to other sites, and really at one point, whatever site Johnny was prepared to go to, I was going to go there as well, because I knew that with him going there, he's going to get some followers there, and I post up semi-familiar stuff. Like, I also post reloading results, so I definitely wanted to follow Johnny's footsteps. He hasn't really said exactly where he's going to focus all his energy on. Basically, I think we're just still skipping by on the YouTube side of things, so I think everybody's just kind of riding it out and seeing what happens. I'm not going to be surprised once the strikes start flying. 1,100 yards with 223. Rick Nethery asks. Absolutely. There's a video on it. You can go back and check it out. It's a really long way though. Don't get me wrong. It's a long shot with a 223. I don't hit super consistently, but I get some hits. Can't complain. I don't remember on the 1,100 yards video. It might have been my 14-inch plate I was shooting at, which is a small target for a 223 way out there. So I don't remember exactly which one. It might have been my big plate, but I'm pretty sure it was my little 14-inch target. The Reloaders Network. Yes, let's plug the Reloaders Network. It is a online community, basically where you can write articles and then you can embed videos into it from all sorts of different sites. It makes it really easy to see everybody's content, no matter where they post. And then you can go there and say, hey, what's Thorzak's up to? You can click on his channel, see all of his videos and his posts and content. I'm in the middle of writing an article on questions about the Uinta Precision UPR-10. Basically some common stuff like, why would I buy this over a Ruger Precision rifle? I give you my 2 cents as to why you might. And then things like, why is it so expensive? A lot of people ask that question, so I try and get into that and help people understand what the rifle is and kind of what they're all about. I hope to go shooting with Uinta Precision up there. Those guys have access to a mile range up there, and they're just a good bunch of dudes. I'd like to go hang out and shoot with them. How's the 7WSM doing? We kind of covered that already. Basically, it's not patterning super good, not as good as I want. I need to go out, season up the barrel a little bit, and then I'll do some more long-range testing with it. We're keeping all the info public and online, brother, just maybe not on YouTube. Like the Reloaders Network, check it out. I, in fact, just started up my page this week, and I look forward to posting articles and all sorts of stuff. It opens up a new media for me to try. I'm actually going to try and do some like actual writing, which I've got a couple people proofreading my stuff right now because it's not good. So we're going to find out how bad my stuff is. But I look forward to posting more articles and whatnot. I should be able to get in-depth detail if you want to read about it, or I can embed a video, and then I can even write more details about things that I didn't say in the video, because no matter how long the video is, you're never going to say everything that you wanted to in there. Kyle Lusk, what's happening, brother? Good to have you here. I have a half dozen or so Milsurps. That's why I got started into reloading. K31 is probably my favorite for joy of shooting. Low recoil and accurate, and always draws funny looks. Man, the bolt actions on those have my attention. That's what gets me with the K31. You pull the bolt straight back and push it straight forward, and there's a cam in there that basically rides a notch, and as you pull the bolt body back, it rotates the cam, and then your bolt lugs and get disengaged, pulls out, and as you push it in, they stop against the breech face. As you keep pushing the bolt forward, it twists those lugs back in. Really cool system, super simple, and just not a whole lot of rifles utilize that, which is a bummer because it's a really cool action. I also like watching Fortune Cookie 45 LC, great reloading channel. That dude has done excellent. He's got a video on absolutely every topic, and whole variety of stuff. What I like about him is you can see reloading stuff, you can see revolver shooting, cast lead bullet stuff, rifle things, Thompson Center things, coffee chats. He's who started coffee chats. If you guys have ever watched one of those or gotten in a binge and watched all of the playlist Loads of Bacon has on coffee chats, man, he's done a lot for the community. He's a great dude, and they usually make me laugh. As his editing style, it's awesome. I like watching his videos. James Pollard's here. What's going on, dude? I love the old military rifle out of Mazda Nagant. A lot of fun. Super cheap to shoot, super cheap to buy, and they can shoot a long ways. Like, nothing wrong with a Mosin. I've had a buddy who had one, and it was a lot of fun to shoot. Kyle Lusk, sorry I'm late. Eating dinner with the kiddos. Not a problem, man. We're just hanging out and chatting it up, so nothing to worry about. I would love to try long range. Too many trees in East Texas for but I love to watch it though. Yeah, man. One of the big reasons I show so much long range shooting and why I started the channel West Desert Shooter is I know that there's a lot of people that don't have access to the ranges that I do. And I just think that people would find it interesting to see what it's like for people that do have the land. But it goes the same thing, man. Like, you're out there shooting in the woods. I really don't go shooting in the woods all that often. I have to go up an 8,000 foot high mountain to do that. So always fun to get out there and just kind of share with people what different experiences are like. So I just mostly do it, just kind of share with you guys, and obviously it's kind of working. So glad to have everybody here. James Pollard says he's been making about 3,000 or so bullets. Are you talking casting or are you talking loaded rounds? Because if that's loaded, that's a lot of bullets, man. Got to hit the hay. It's getting late over here in Indiana. I'll finish the live tomorrow. WS, keep up the awesome content, buddy. All right, see you, Ray. We'll catch you later, man. I appreciate you stopping by while you could. In a way, Cookie is the guy that got all this connection stuff started. Awesome vision of his. He told me that was his dream. And Thorzax, I've seen him mention that before, and yourself included, man. Both of you guys have done a whole lot for the YouTube community over here. So good for you guys, and I'm glad to see everybody joining in like they have. I'm surprised your co-star hasn't come in for a head rub. Actually, she did. She was right there just a second ago. She was laying on the rug by the window, and then she took off out in the backyard to go bark at the neighbors. So she'll be back in a second, and I'll have her jump up here, and she can say what's up. Cast 243, 45, and 38. I've always wanted to try a cast lead 243, especially with Trail Boss. You can do subsonic, which is just an odd combo, it seems so fun to me. I loaded up some Sierra 100 grain Sierra 100 grain Game Kings, and I shot them subsonic, and it was just fun to do. It was just a little pop. I mean, it sounded like a 22 going off, and you're shooting a 100 grain bullet at 1,000 feet a second. So really cool round. Check out those older videos that I did. Thanks, dude. Had to run and eat some great BLTs. Love the puppy time. Yeah, so on another note, check this out. This is Eagle Eye Shootings logo. I made him a sticker. The reason it's not super clear is because of it's called transfer tape. If you guys don't know, I can make custom vinyls, and Eagle Eye Shooting is an extremely generous person. We were talking about it one day. I just told him that I wanted to get a longer barrel for my AR-15, 1-8 twist, 24-inch heavy barrel. And he's like, yeah, I've got one of those. I'll send it to you. And I was like, you're just gonna send me a barrel? Like, do you want anything? And he's like, oh, no, don't worry about it. So he sent me a barrel, it blows me away. So Eagle Eye Shooting's a great dude. I'm sending him a sticker in return. This is not the entire payback. I'll come up with something to reward him with. But like, speaking of custom shirts, for a while I was trying to make my own custom shirts, but the quality just isn't there. I'm not going to try and sell somebody a shirt that's sub quality, and honestly I don't even really want to give too many away if they're not working well. So I'm gonna get in contact with a local business here. I'm gonna have a few printed up, and I'll probably do something similar to the Reloaders Network, maybe like a flat dark earth, an OD green and black, and then we'll do a large logo of the West Desert Shooter logo. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. I'll probably post that up in an official video as well, just because not everybody's going to see this in the live stream. I want to get an idea of how many I might need to order, and just give me an idea of the size, because I'd probably start off with like 10 large, 10 XLs, and 5 mediums in all the colors. They're all going to have the same size and color logo. I'll probably just do black, and then I guess on the black shirt we'll do white. So it should be good. Come here. Come on. See, there she is. There's my pup. Can you say hi? She's wondering why she's in the kitchen. Hey, look, look. Oh, say hi. Oh, good girl. Okay, go on. Good girl. Bye-bye now. Get. Once the petting starts, she doesn't want it to stop. Let's see here. Eagle Eye Shooting says nice. Dude, not a problem. More than happy to send you one. That decal is just badass. Reloading Room, you got a great channel as well. You're constantly doing shout outs as far as the weekly recaps. Send me an email, westdesertshooter@gmail.com, or any of the apps that we talk through like Slack and whatnot. You can send me a direct message there, and we'll get you one made up too. Loads of Bacon, I've sent Loads of Bacon a sticker as well. So if you look carefully, they're hiding in there. Hey, come on. No, no. Oh, good Lord. Trail Bros is great fun. I buy that stuff by the big jug. The unfortunate part is the big jug weighs what, like 2 pounds? The Trail Boss is just so bulky. Thanks for the shirts, Eagle Eye. I'll take 3 in different colors. Double X, Kyle Lusk. Okay. Double X, I will buy. Sounds like I need to get some Double X shirts as well. Yes, sir, Eagle. I think most of us did videos about them. Reloading Room will do, brother. Thanks, man. I think Kyle Lusk is laughing at my dog climbing back into my lap. What do you look so sad for? She's checking out the Atlas Development Group brass. Check out their new packaging, guys. All right, you gotta go. Get down. Go on. Go outside. Go outside. Go outside. She doesn't know what to do. Atlas Development Group, new packaging on their brass, and they did send me some new brass in their high polish finish. Ooh, man, this stuff is gorgeous. It is super shiny and really pretty. If you guys give me 30 seconds, I'm gonna get rid of this super terrible lighting and turn my light on because the sun is slowly going down where I'm at. So give me 30 seconds, I'll be back. Okay. All right, we're back. No worries, we're good. Uh-oh, sounds like Thor's Axe is taking off. Thor's Axe, glad to have you, brother. Always glad to have you here, man. I appreciate all your comments and all my videos. I definitely listen and take them into account. I always got to listen to the dudes who know what they're doing. So, yeah, what else is new, guys? Ask me anything, whatever questions you got. Let's throw them out there. We can get weird with this. Is that brass annealed, and what is the weight spread like? So I did a video on Atlas Development Group. The standard deviation on the brass was half a grain, and not averaging out the difference in. This is real standard deviation. I googled standard deviation calculator, punched in like 30 weights, and checked the standard deviation. So yes, the brass is annealed. They offer a finish that is just the plain annealed look, and then they also polish that out in one of their finishes, and that's what this is. This is their polished, super pretty, beautiful looking brass that's like reflective. So, and something really impressive about this is in this packaging, you can see down in there and look at all the flash holes. There's not a single burr on any of these flash holes. Man, they're good looking. So you guys can check those out. Yeah, great looking stuff. Atlas Development Group, great company. They've got a whole bunch of experience from all the different guys they've got over there. One of the dudes who works for Atlas Development Group now used to work for Remington, and he helped develop the Ultramag line and the short action Ultramags, the 260 Remington, the 17 Fireball, and like all these super common cartridges. And it's crazy impressive that like they have that guy on the team. I'm like, how many people can say they helped invent the 260 Remington or any of the Ultramags? I mean, there's not very many out there, and he's part of the Atlas Development Group team. So obviously they're doing something right. Reloading room. What is the worst scope you have ever bought? Well, I did buy my first scope was a Vortex Diamondback, and what was that, a 3.5 to 12? That one had a dead hold BDC and capped MOA turrets. That was not the worst. The worst one I bought was a Vortex Viper, and I've got videos on it. One of the videos is called I Sold My Vortex Viper, and here's why. The reason I didn't like that scope, it had MOA turrets, and then it had a MilDOT scope reticle in second focal plane. So it was only true MilDOTs at 14 power, and then if you zoomed up to 20, it wasn't even MilDOTs anymore, but you had MOA turrets, and none of it made any kind of sense. It was really hard to deal with. And being new to long range, I didn't know what I was doing at the time. Now I would have not have bought that scope, but the fact that a company like Vortex even made something like that is just why? Why did you do that? That's dumb. So yeah, that would be the worst scope I've bought. Since then, I've bought the Vortex or the SWFA's fixed 20 powers, and now I have a Vortex Viper 6 to 24 PST. But this one's turrets match the reticle, and this one's illuminated 6 to 24 50 millimeter lens. This is a superior Vortex Viper. This one I've got no problem with. Have I ever shot my chronograph? I have not, because I'm super paranoid about it, and with rifles it's fairly easy not to. Basically, I'll set up my rifle like how I'm going to shoot it, because I shoot on a rear rest and a bipod, and I'll get it to where it just sits on target, and then I will check like 15 times down each side of the barrel, then I'm not going to shoot my chronograph. A lot of times I won't get readings, and that's because I'm shooting like too high over the top of it or I'm off to the side. And it's basically out of worry that I'm going to shoot the chronograph. I also don't put the little legs on there with the little visors on it, which are supposed to help with the readings. I don't put those on there because I know that as soon as I do, I'm going to shoot one of the damn little wires. What's your thought about using an impact indicator strobe light? Caldwell makes one, thinking of getting one myself. So I like the idea of that. I would get one for my video purposes, but I don't have a camera to look at my target. And like I mentioned earlier, I do everything on my iPhone. I can't edit GoPro footage in with my iPhone footage. That's why I don't have a target camera. I have like a real camcorder that can zoom and stuff, and then I also have a GoPro, so I have the equipment to shoot long range videos with a target camera and point of view from the shooter and a selfie view and do all that. I don't have a way to edit it together. That's my biggest Achilles heel right there. So as far as target hit indicators, I know that MagnetoSpeed made one. I haven't seen the Caldwell version of it, but I'm interested to see how it does. I assume it's kind of like the MagnetoSpeed. It'd be a lot of fun, especially like in competitions, or if you have friends, if you don't have a way to use a spotting scope, seeing a little light blinking out there will help you definitely. So they're cool. I would use one for video purposes. That's why I try and always boost the audio when the ring comes back on the steel. That's kind of what I use as my hit indicator, is just the sound of the steel. And obviously, if the plate's swinging, I know I hit it. What is your take on the small versus large primer pocket for the 6.5 Creedmoor? Atlas Development Group makes large primer only. In one of my videos, I said that they made small rifle, and I lied. So don't tell anybody I lied. But The brass I have is just large rifle primer pocket. I wouldn't have a problem with running small rifles. I would probably run the Magnum small rifle primers just because it's a bigger case for a small rifle primer. It's supposed to reduce the amount of pressure that flows back into your back into your primer pocket. By switching to that small one, it reduces the pressure that comes in there. So I get the idea behind it, but simply my brass is large rifle primer, and this brass is specifically designed to fight against your loosening primer pockets. So I have large. I'm not against small. I can run either way. But if you buy a certain kind of, I want to stick with it. Like I've created a load with the large rifle primers. I don't really want to switch for testing purposes, sure. But at this point, I've got a 200 pieces of large rifle primer, and I don't really want to start switching stuff up like that. Kyle Luss says he shot his chronograph. Just ask JH586SW. Poor Kyle, we should get together and get him one. Uncle Jim says he chronoed a shotgun tonight. That's probably his cast lug hobo slugs that he made. Uncle Jim, I was watching your video this morning at work, man. That stuff, your intro to that video made me laugh. So I appreciate the laugh early in the morning. I'm not a morning person, but that was a great video to watch. People are asking Uncle Jim where the footage is at. I assume he's editing it. I closed the blinds on my sliding glass door over here, but I didn't close the door, and now I have a dog head poking through my blinds, looking in here. What a goober. That's Sydney. I don't know if I mentioned that. My dog's name is Sydney. She's my reloading buddy. She doesn't like the sound of guns firing and all that, so she's my reloading buddy, not my shooting buddy. Uploading after this. Kyle S says he loves the ding. Yeah, man, that's legitimately what fueled my long range urge. Is I went out and shot steel farther and farther away, and the longer it takes for that ring to come back it's so fun, man. At a mile, like I broke down the math in my mile video, it takes 3 seconds for my bullet from the muzzle to hit the target. Then the speed of sound travels 1 mile in roughly 5 seconds. So, depending on conditions and whatnot, from the time you fire a shot to the time you hear a ring, if you hit your target, is 8 seconds. Believe me, when you're just sitting behind the rifle, that feels like a really long time. I could fire off 8 shots in 8 seconds pretty easily. And the idea that I could shoot 8 rounds before I hear the first ring is ridiculous. I couldn't shoot a mile 8 shots in 8 seconds, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying with how fast you can shoot a gun. In 8 seconds, you can get a lot of shots off. That's the sound, you creepy people. Idaho Rogers USMC, what's going on, man? Hey, I've seen you've been dabbling and posting videos on YouTube. Good for you, dude. Like I say, I've subscribed to your channel, and I watched a couple of your videos. You just need to get up there, man. Do a coffee chat, do something, just introduce yourself, say what's going on, and I'll start telling people to cruise over to your channel. Uncle Jim says the Tikka looks really good. Is he talking about my Tikka? I don't know. Uncle Jim owns the Tikka. Uncle Jim's a mysterious man. You don't know what he has. But I appreciate the compliment. I had a pretty crazy paint job going on, and I wasn't in love with it, and then we scratched the stock, and it just gave me the excuse to repaint it, and I was more than happy to repaint it. And I went with something just a little more traditional, single color. Yeah, excellent stuff here. I really like the rifle. I did put the Tikka butt pad on the Boyd stock, which actually has cushioning, and the Boyd stock was like absolutely hard plastic. It was garbage, so if you're gonna order a Boyd stock, upgrade the butt pad. That's my word of advice to you. It's worth the $15 to $20, whatever they want for the different brands. And you can choose Limb Saver, all the different brands there are butt pads. Choose the one you want. Don't go with what they offer for free. That's my word of advice for that. WDS, I'm trying to learn Lightworks video editor. Might help you. Complicated though. So, is Lightworks, is that a phone app? Because I don't have a good computer. The problem isn't that I don't have an editor, the problem is I don't have a computer to do it with. I need to get a desktop, but I want to get a Mac because I'm attracted to the most expensive things in life. That's just how I am as a person. Working on it, I'm technology challenged. That's funny. Hey man, sorry I'm late. Kentucky Patriot, what's going on, dude? Glad to have you here. I hope everybody is familiar with the Kentucky Patriot. I do long range shooting, so if you're subscribed to my channel, there's a chance you don't know who the Kentucky Patriot is. Go check him out. He makes great philosophy videos and blows stuff up in the woods with 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum. What's not to love? So he's a good dude. Be sure to go check him out. Yes, yours. Tika looks great. Thanks, Jim. What is that thing under the buttstock? This thing is solid steel. It's a 2-pound steel bar, and I drilled 2 holes back here and 1 hole under the grip right here, and it adds weight, so it reduces felt recoil, and then also it's a nice smooth solid surface because I want to get like a nice bag and run an adjustable bag base, and then basically like Mark and Sam after work do, it's my bag rider. So under every shot it's going to be a little more consistent recoil impulse, and it makes it easier to stuff a bag under here. So that's what it is. It's to reduce recoil and ride on a shooter's bag. Okay, so it's not a mobile app. It's on a laptop. My wife has a laptop. She got it for college 6 years ago, and the thing is dead. It's garbage. It's not going to work for me. I'm getting to hang out with a great group of guys. Hey, speaking of, Loads of Bacon's here. I'm glad that he is because I know he's not home. So hopefully this is entertaining him while he's away from his family. Good dude, Loads of Bacon. He started the Reloaders Network, got everybody together on Slack. He's done a huge amount to keep everybody together through this BS time that YouTube's putting us through. So follow Loads of Bacon. And also check out the Reloaders Network. That's how you're going to find most of the dudes on YouTube if for some reason YouTube says goodbye gun channels. Reloaders Network's where you're going to find most of them. Yeah, Uncle Jim mentioned Kentucky Patriots 30-30 versus 30-06 video. I haven't watched that either. I definitely want to though. I'm sure it's going to be interesting, and I'm sure there's going to be some ballistic tests. If there's a phone app for video editing, I'm interested to know what it is. So Idaho Rogers, I have an iPhone. I don't know if you do. If you do, you can download iMovie. And it's free to iPhone users, and that's what I use. It's pretty excellent. Also, a great tool for learning which video editors work well is YouTube. So if you have an Android, just look up best video editor Android. That's what I'd try and see what happens there. Yep, JH586SW says iMovie. Yes, that's what I use. It is like the rest. I shoot water jugs and a cinder block. Hey man, nothing wrong with that. Blowing stuff up with guns is always a good time. Okay, so Droid there. Yeah, YouTube, what the best video editor is. Best free video editor. Maybe you pay $3 for one or whatever. I try YouTube. It's a great source of information, and you can see people edit stuff right on the screen. Get you an idea of if you're going to like it or not. KindMaster is a great app. It says Eagle Eye Shooting. I believe that Timothy Robinson or PC Bullet Empire uses KindMaster. I've seen him watermark their video thing there. Have I heard about Democrats trying to pass a gun confiscation law? Yes, that's all I do every day of the week. So. Yep, PC Bullet Empire. I use Kind Master. Full Head Taco says shoot some peanut butter. I use KDen Live for editing. Hey, I got a question for you guys since we're all hanging out, just chilling here. What is your carry gun of choice? Here's mine. I run a Sig Sauer 938. So this is basically a shrunken 1911. Really cool little gun, single action only. There's no grip safety. It's got the 1911 trigger. So I'm to the point now where I carry cocked and locked. In some of my older videos, I mentioned how I carry hammer down, safety off, half cocked. But yeah, this is a nice little 9mm. I did have to send it back to SIG at one point, but it had an issue. But they resolved it. They got it all fixed for free, and it was really sweet. Also, the ammo that I carry in it is Remington, and these ones are plus P 124 grains. And I've shot these into a water jug that went into the dirt behind it, and they are nasty looking little rounds. So you definitely don't want to be shot by one of these. Yeah, the cool thing about these little 938s is, man, they are tiny. So once you drop the slide, one word of advice if you carry cocked and locked, that hammer, because I carry appendix sometimes, when I put it in there, my gut sticks out and that hammer digs into my stomach, man. That's really uncomfortable. So if you're planning on carrying appendix and sitting down with your gun a lot, I would highly suggest getting something with a more flat back end, like a Shield or a SIG, yeah, I guess the SIG 365 or the Glock 43. Another funny thing, this has got a little pinky extension magazine. Let's see if I can get it to show you guys. Yeah, see, that's got that little pinky extension on there. They also sell a flush magazine, and I see a lot of people complain like, oh, I've got to have my full hand on there, which I used to think that as well, but shooting the flush magazine, you do not pay attention to your pinky when you're shooting. Once you're full-blown recoil, I mean, you got your whole left hand holding onto it and your right hand, you're just focused on trigger control. The pinky doesn't do a whole lot. It really doesn't. So if you're worried about a flush-mounted magazine, don't be. Oh, my iPad just turned off. Turn that back on. YouTube's trying to sell me on their YouTube Red app, but they won't let me post whatever videos I want, so no. James Pollard carries a 1911. Loads of Bacon carries a 44 revolver. Is anyone surprised by that? I'm not. But that's awesome, dude. That'll get you home, that's for sure. Loads of Bacon runs a Mac 10. Idaho Rogers, Browning High Power, my CCW when I do carry. That's kind of an interesting choice. I wouldn't have guessed that anybody would have posted a Browning High Power. Is yours single action only? Are all of them single action only? I haven't really looked into the Browning High Power. They're not my favorite looking gun, and let's be honest, that's a big part of why I like most guns, is depending on what they look like. Uncle Jim says Glocks and the Snub Chaser. Full Head Taco, Glock 19, and Smith J frame when I need to go small. My grandma actually carries a Smith J frame, and I had it for a little while, and those are cool little guns, man. I could pocket that thing. 5-shot, 38 Special Plus P. Yeah, sign me up. That's a cool gun. Super light. We actually put a duty trigger kit in it and reduced the trigger pull weight, made it a lot smoother. Andy, my revolver buddy, he helped us get that taken care of, and that's a nice gun now. Here in OKC, we just passed constitutional carry, just waiting for the government to sign. Cool, man. I'm glad that you guys are doing that now. In Utah, it's the wild, wild west. You don't need a permit at all. I could put a sling on my rifle and go walk around. Legal. I could get on a motorcycle, strap an AR-15 to my back, ride around. If I have a concealed carry permit, then I can put one in the chamber, ready to rock and roll. Totally legal. And then, of course, you can actually conceal carry. Now, you can't conceal carry without a license in Utah, but I really like our relaxed gun laws. There's some stupid dude up in the Capitol who wants to change that, but forget him. We don't need to worry about it. Kyle Lusk, an M&P 40 or 9, 1911 45. Those are all great choices, man. I'm curious, though, are you using an M&P Shield in a 9? Or is that like a subcompact, full size? Kyle Lusk looking for a good shoulder rig for the Red Hawk. There's a local dude to Utah, and his name is B Diamond Leather. His name is Byron Diamond. So if you get on Instagram or Google B Diamond Leather, he makes shoulder rigs, and they are excellent. Those things are sweet. Custom leather work. It's not going to be super cheap, but man, it's reasonable. But dude, he makes some awesome stuff. He can custom engrave whatever you want on there, draw designs. He actually is who made my belt. B Diamond Leather does cool custom leather work, and he does shoulder rigs. He has some where you can hold a meat cleaver on this side and a gun over here, or a gun and two pouches for your mags. Really cool stuff. Definitely worth checking out. Watch for the lint and the hammer also. Yeah, good idea on the carry gun. Make sure they're clean. Full Head Taco, mine's hammerless. M&P compact, 40 most of the time. That's a good little gun. I bet you got 12 plus 1 on that M&P, right? Or is it 10 plus 1? That's an awesome way to get yourself home. Boy, he lit up something with that. A BHP guy used to... I think I might have missed a comment. So Idaho Rogers says single action. I'm pretty sure that all Browning high powers are single action. Eagle Eye shooting, P226 and a belly band conceals perfect for me. That's a big gun, dude. I definitely don't want to piss you off in the streets. It's cool that you're actually doing that out in California, though. So good for you. Whether it's allowed or not, I don't know. Do whatever you want, man. Get yourself home. My CCW is a full-size M&P 9 and sometimes a shield in light clothing. Great choice. Speaking of, Jim Pepper just joined the conversation. That's whose comment I just read. Jim does some long-range shooting too, so if you guys like watching long-range shooting, Jim has an excellent channel. He put up a video not too long ago about showing your reloading room, and he's trying to get his set up and looking for ideas. So if you want, put up a video on your reloading room. Maybe we could all do one, and maybe we could all learn something from each other and see whose style we like and add something if we can. I think that'd just be good information to do. Utah rocks any knives too. Yeah, you can have any kind of knife you want in Utah that I'm aware of. Fixed blades, whatever. Strap it to your hip. Have a good day. Kyle Lusk, full size M&P. Full Head Taco says he loves Uncle Jim's knives. What is the name of your smith? Got myself some Atlas Development Group 6.5 Creedmoor brass. Looking forward to putting it to use. Thanks for recommending. Absolutely, dude. I'm glad that you bought some. And you know what? I know that it's good stuff. So I'm glad that you did buy some because I know that you bought good stuff. So I'm excited to hear how yours does for you. You definitely want to full length resize it before you get it going, or whatever kind of neck sizing you're going to do on it. Basically, the necks come a little bit undersized for what I like. Like, it's going to put a lot of neck tension on your bullet when you seat them in there. I was a huge BHP guy. UMC still have two. Just made note of it. Auto knives are good. Yeah, it took $800. My city is more lenient. Man, $800, that's rough, dude. But ultimately, man, $800, you and your family, I'm pretty sure you got a couple kids, it's the right thing to do. I'm glad that you can do that where you are. You know, I did see a video on Instagram the other day where a precision rifle trainer had taken time and set up a course in California and was teaching people what to do. He posted that on Instagram and people lit him up saying that all the people in California are commies and all this. He's a precision rifle trainer. Anybody he's dealing with right there in the video, they're the shooters in California. They're our allies in California, and people are giving him crap for it for living in California. And he basically got on him. He's like, why are you guys giving the people who do shoot guns in California a hard time. Obviously, they don't want the gun laws, but you know what? They're just, unfortunately, they're the minority in California. So we definitely need to send some more support over to our California guys. I wish there was more I could do from my end, dude, but believe me, I got nothing against the people in California. I really don't like the government in California. That's what bothers me. Way too controlling. Next week, I'm beginning to renovate my reloading room, so I'll be with you, brother. Share it with me when you do it. Reloading room, it needs paint and sanding. Uncle Jim, if you don't watch his channel, he's one of those guys, he will take care of whatever he has to by himself. If something's broke, Uncle Jim will fix it. If he can't fix it, he'll still fix it somehow. Uncle Jim would be the guy you want with you. If you break down in the middle of the desert in a vehicle by yourself, you want Uncle Jim there because somehow he'll get you home in that same vehicle. He's just a really innovative guy, and I like watching all his stuff. You can learn so much, and it's just a never quit attitude. It's awesome, man. Uncle Jim's channel is fantastic. Like the other day, he put up a video, how to get a hummingbird out of your garage. I've never had to deal with that, but now I know how to get a hummingbird out of my garage. I didn't know you could catch one, and he did. So really impressive stuff. If you haven't seen it, go check that out. That stuff's hilarious, man. Any word on the Palmetto? Yeah, so I put the barrel in it. Basically, I need a small base die set. I just need to go buy one. Once I do that, I'm pretty sure that the brass will start fitting in there. I'm thinking that just the taper on the case is a little bit too big for the chamber, and it's just getting stuck up on all sides of the brass, and it's not able to fully seat the brass into its home. So once I get some small base dies, it should fit into that matched chamber, and it shouldn't be a problem at that point. Eagle Eye says he's moving to a free state soon. Very interesting. I'm curious where you're going, because Utah isn't all that far away. You could come hang out and go shoot in the desert with me, man. Because most of your neighbors aren't really super free states. I think Nevada's not too bad. They're getting better, but like Washington isn't the greatest either. Oh wait, not Oregon isn't the greatest either. Sorry, Washington's up above that. Kyle Lusk says, I'll sling a video up of my setup for Jim Pepper. Wilton Bacon says, I want Uncle Jim's son there. Yeah, not a bad idea. Whether I'm just sitting there in the broken car and he's making me a knife, yeah, I'd take the Uncle Jim's. I'd take his son there. I'll walk home if he gives me a knife. Thanks, Kyle. Share it with me. Yeah, guys, let's show each other our reloading rooms. I actually just got a cool new fireproof cabinet in mind that it adds another layer of security. I'm able to lock it, but mostly I didn't want to put my gunpowder and stuff in with all my rifles in the safe because I don't want, if a house fire were to occur, I don't want my gunpowder to be what burns my rifles down if the safe gets hot enough. So I got a separate fireproof cabinet, which is lockable so I can keep people out of there, but I got my bullets and powder in there, and it's separate from all my other stuff, so it's good to have. Sanding, paint, ceiling fan, new benches, new presses, new safe, and a bunch of shelving type units. Reloading room, man, you're gonna rebuild yourself an entire room. That sounds like a whole lot of fun though. Well, it's a desert. Utah will be closer. Sounds like you're going to either Arizona or Nevada. Hello all, late arrival from Calgary, Alberta, nearly a free state. Thomas Pickering, what's going on, dude? I actually wasn't aware that you were from Canada, so greetings from the north. I guess I'm from the south, so greetings from the south. Just funny to say that I'm from the south. No vacancy sign is out on Idaho. That's funny. Uncle Jim leaves your water guns out of this. So what time we got here, guys? 8:39. Let's talk for another 20 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna shut this down. I just don't want to drag it on forever. It is a whole lot of fun to do, though. So what else? Yeah, like I mentioned, I want to get into a tactical rifle shooting course. I want to go back and shoot another F-class match. Definitely curious to do that. And I want to go shoot a 224 in the F-class just because, see how it goes. I'll be getting into 224 Valkyrie reloading, and I'll be posting videos and information up on that as I go. There's not a whole lot of information out there. Thankfully, Johnny's reloading bench has already got one, so that's going to give me a good place to start. I really wish that he was having a little bit better luck with his 224 Valkyrie. I think something's up with his setup, unfortunately, because White Oak Armament's supposed to make an excellent barrel. So I was really hoping that he would be able to shoot bug holes with that thing with some good charges, but it just doesn't seem to be going that way. I definitely wanted Johnny to shoot really excellent groups with that. So, but I've seen what Uinta Precision Rifles did, and man, that is impressive. Like 3 shots, 1 hole. Holy crap! I need one of those. That was my reaction. Has anyone heard anything about the Palmetto 6.5 Creed? It may be my way into long range stuff. Thanks to all you guys. So Palmetto State Armory, I've heard things on their AR-15s. It can be hit and miss. I had excellent luck with my rifle though. It didn't shoot the greatest with factory 55 grain ammo, but once I hand loaded for it, I found something that it liked. So I'm sure there's going to be some out there with hiccups, and that's going to be the loudest people as the people with problems. The people who have good luck with it probably won't say anything like that it's doing well, and you're not going to hear a whole lot of good on it if they're good. Unless they're like ridiculously excellent. So, Palmetto State Armory, man, buy one. At the end of the day, it's just an AR. So, you are talking about an AR-10, right? So, if it's not working for you, you can get another barrel. You can do gas systems, adjustable gas. It's an AR. You can build from there and try and fix whatever problems you might have. So, I'd say try it out. It's probably the most affordable way to go, which is why I had my AR. My brother had got one, and man, I really wanted one. And I intended to shoot it with iron sights the entire time I owned it, and it's just funny how things don't go the way you think they're gonna. Let's see. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to test the waters on the new YouTube regs and continue my 308 series in about a week. I wish I was a few miles away from NOE. FLT is so lucky because that discount, so many times I lost count. Alright, let's see if I can do something here, guys. That's weird. Yes, they're making 20-inch 6.5 with an adjustable gas block. Well, dude, it sounds like they're giving you a good recipe right out of the gate, so I'd say that's worth trying. Hopefully get my M1A out of the box and shoot it. New to your channel, do you plan to get a suppressor? Yes. Unfortunately, it's gonna take time. I gotta get money for the suppressor, and then I gotta wait 6 to 9 months for the suppressor. I did contact a suppressor company, but because I'm not part of a special something tax, SOT, special operations tax, I'm not able to have a suppressor shipped directly to me. So I would have to have a gun shop bring one in, and then if I go shoot with the suppressor for the company, I have to be with somebody from the gun shop to go shoot it. So unfortunately, a suppressor, I really want one, and a company called KG made. They have all titanium suppressors. They weigh 13 ounces, and they can take like 300 Ultra Mag level rifles. So I get a 30 cal can. I'd use it on my 7 WSM, my 6.5 Creedmoor, stick it on the 223 when I want it, and whatever else. So I don't have any pistols with threaded barrels, and I'm really more interested in having suppressed rifles. That way when I go shoot steel out long range, I don't need ear protection on. I can shoot it and hear my steel come ringing back. I really want a suppressor, but like I say, it just takes time. Got to get the money together for a suppressor. They're not cheap, and I just wish they were a little bit easier to come by. Which I think is ridiculous. In England, where like they have super stringent gun laws, you can go buy a suppressor as easily as you can go buy a gun. Why is that not the same here in America? It drives me crazy, but we don't got to get into that. Just got a 24-inch Savage and 6.5 Creedmoor waiting for the newest primary arm scopes, either Apollo or Athena, to mount on it. DD Yoder, dude, that sounds awesome. That'll be a killer setup for you, man. Especially if you get one of the good reticles with the primary arms, I think you'll have a lot of success with that. You should talk to Uinta about AR-15 in the 6.5 Creedmoor mag on the side and make the empties eject out the normal mag well. I don't know if that's. I don't think that's the way to do it. I think it just they have the 6.5 Creedmoor AR-10, and I think that's kind of what they'd stick with because they've already made all the design and done all that. I don't know if they do a side mag feeding upper. Seems bulky and heavy if you're gonna do it that way. Uncle Jim says cans rule. Full Head Taco says they do. Both those guys have a library of cans, and I really wish I had one as well. Suppressors, build one. I could. That's an option. Basically, I don't know. I got some buddies who can weld and all that. I could probably have one made. But I think you still have to wait like the months for the ATF to approve it, but you built your own and it's sitting there with the serial on it. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. I'd have to do a little more research on making your own. Kyle Bacon says it there. Loads of Bacon says Kyle never feed the trolls. Yeah. I need to get somebody set up as a moderator. I'll probably do Uncle Jim because he seems to stick with the live streams throughout the entire live stream. And he's usually there, so I'd probably make him a moderator, as well as him having a great sense of humor. Taco says Form 1. You guys keep talking and YouTube's gonna suppress you. I'll do a bid with an Osprey in a little bit, Kyle Luss says. You have to pay the tax and wait like buying one. Yeah, if I'm gonna do that, then I wanna just get a can that I know is gonna be concentric to the bore and all that stuff. It's too bad. So as funny as it is, that dude's trolling us. I've actually been watching a lot of podcasts on like Navy SEAL guys who've written books and whatnot. So I bought a book not too long ago from Brandon Webb. It's called The Killing School, and it's about the sniper training program for the SEALs and basically what it takes to get through that and what is all involved, and it's really crazy. It also follows 4 snipers that go through the wars, and they're all each at a slightly different time frame. And that's a really good book. I'm not done with it yet, but it's the first book that I've read in like 10 years, and it's because it was actually something that interested me. Brandon Webb runs a podcast that's worth checking out on YouTube. It slips my mind at the moment, but then there's another podcast called Mike Drop, and it's Mike Ritland. I think he's an author, and he talks to other authors about the books that they've written. But they get into it with other SEAL guys and whatnot, like the Reaper. Oh man, I cannot remember his name. He's the deadliest Army Ranger sniper alive right now, and he actually seems like a down-to-earth guy, which is really surprising. But that dude's really interesting to listen to. It's just really interesting to hear all the guys who have crazy real world experiences like that. And just kind of get an insight into what exactly they have going on in their world nowadays. It's really interesting. It's worth checking out those podcasts. I really like listening to those dudes talk about it because sometimes they'll get into detail-oriented stuff like taking 700-yard shots and what it's like to watch the bullet trace rise. And he says he's watching the wind start blowing it, and then all of a sudden it goes back in. Like he's got a bunch of U.S. soldiers en route driving along, and he's in Overwatch, and he says he'll watch a guy pop out with an RPG or pull out an AK or something. He's got to put him down. It's really interesting to hear those style of stories. I have a big respect for Navy SEALs and stuff like that who even made it through the training, because reading about the training is insane, and it's really crazy how many badass Americans there are that do stuff like that. So I have a lot of respect for that, as well as the nerdy side of me that wants to hear about like the long range shots and kind of how they do it in the field to make it happen in real life. That's pretty crazy. Those podcasts are worth listening to. Can't build the can until you get the tax stamp back. You got to do the 4-1 and pay a tax. Reaper Dude is on the demo ranch from time to time. Yes, he is. Man, what is his name? It's slipping my mind. Yeah, I don't remember. Jocko Willink is a really good dude to listen about all kinds of stuff. Well, cool, guys. I think we're going to end out the stream right here. Kind of running out of stuff to talk about. Basically, I didn't bring a whole lot to the bench. I just kind of wanted to chat with you guys, answer some of your questions if you had them. It's been awesome talking with everybody here. Like I say, almost everybody here has a channel. It's worth checking out. If you don't have a channel, or if you are a channel, check out everybody else that's on in these comments. So I really appreciate it, dudes, coming and hanging out with me on a random Thursday night. Just hanging out with the dog as well. So we'll catch you guys later. Tomorrow I've got a video coming up of 1,000-yard shooting with my Uinta Precision. Should be a little bit of fun. I didn't record any of my 500-yard shooting, but on that trip we did 500 and 1,000. So that'll be coming up tomorrow morning. I enjoy you guys' conversations, great questions, great answers. Thanks for your time. We'll catch you in the next one. Have a good night, everybody.